So you're going to Antigua, renowned as one of the hidden secrets of the Caribbean. With warm, steady winds, safe harbors, and 365 beaches, one for every day of the year, Antigua has everything to offer the virgin traveler. I was never one much for geography at school, but pay attention. The largest of the Leeward Islands, it sits to the north of the Caribbean with neighbors St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, and Guadeloupe. It has also formed its own country with neighboring island Barbuda, which sits 30 miles to the north. And at last count, there were 68,000 inhabitants. It's about 14 miles long and 11 miles wide, combining natural beauty with a truly gentle and friendly population. It's 108 square miles of holiday heaven. What that boils down to is fun, a lot of it, all within easy reach of you when you get there. Now there's plenty of history associated with Antigua, not least its association with Lord Horatio Nelson and the British Navy that dates back to the 18th century. He was posted on the island as commander of the Leeward Islands Station between 1784 and 1787, and there's plenty of reminders around the island of their time there. Antigua has a perfect escape from hurricanes, and English Harbor was so named as the entire English fleet used to shelter from any bad weather, which gave them a power base from which they could control the region. English Harbor's importance grew as His Majesty's ships were able to find both safe harbor and to be repaired and resupplied, which gave the English the upper hand over the French, Spanish, Portuguese, German, United Provinces, and pirates. The dockyard has now been carefully restored to its former glory and is a fantastic slice of history. At the northern end of the island is St. John's, the capital of Antigua. A busy, bustling city, it boasts a natural deep-water harbor that allows the biggest of cruise ships to dock, so it's always full of visitors. This makes it great for shopping and bargains. Don't forget to check out the markets. Fish, meat, fruit, and vegetables are all well represented, and there's a great statue of the father of our nation, Vere Cornwall Bird Sr. Natural beauty is all over Antigua, but don't expect lush tropical forest all over. The island has plenty of wetlands and mangroves near the coastal areas, as well as grasslands inland. In fact, the island can be very dry at times, which is why the beaches and water-based activities are so irresistible to many. My favorites, in no particular order, are Half Moon Bay, a small informal beach to the south of the island. The beach and hotel was struck pretty much head-on by Hurricane Lewis in 1995 and has remained abandoned ever since, but today it's a great place to explore and is a favorite for surfers looking for larger Atlantic waves. Just don't expect any food, drink, or amenities. For that, head down to Long Bay Beach. It's a few miles down the road, but it's a world away in terms of comfort. Although on the Atlantic side of the island, it's protected by a large headland. Curtain Bluff is on the southwest side of the island, in the warm Caribbean Sea, and has some spectacular views from the hotel that run along the beach and up to the point. A little further along the coast is Darkwood Beach, also in the Caribbean side. A beautiful white sandy beach, it's quiet, set in front of a lagoon that's home to many nesting birds and insects. It's great for nature lovers. Jolly Beach is one of the longest beaches on the islands and is a haven for water sports, both wind-powered and motorized. It sits in front of Jolly Harbor, which is home to some of the large yachts and mega yachts that frequent the island in season. Finally, Fort James Beach, next to Fort James, is popular with the locals at weekend and has a great extra attraction, the world's largest inflatable water slide. If you're in a more adventurous mood, then Stingray City is a truly unique experience. Situated in the warm Caribbean seas along the shallow sandbank about 2 miles offshore, it's a place where you can get up close and personal with some of our fishy friends. I have absolutely no idea who came up with the idea of swimming with rays, but I'm really glad they did. They're all friendly, and for the more adventurous, you can actually swim and feed the rays within their natural habitat. Supervised by Bernardo and the team, you'll have a ball. You'll even forget that they're members of the shark family tree and no one's lost any fingers. And for those that aren't quite so happy in the sea, well, you can watch them from the safety of your boat. Antigua as an island has boats aplenty, from small hobby cats through to the mega yachts and cruise ships. But for the most fun you can have on the water, you've got to be on a powerboat cruiser. Built for both speed and comfort, there are plenty based around the island, but the Blue Martini boats are a little bit special. Skipper Alex Richards and team have a couple of boats available for personal charter and allow you to build your own day out, perfect for that extra special day out with a loved one or a group of friends, and everything is included. And of course, if a beach holiday is not for you, then there are plenty of inshore activities to excite and stimulate. For the more adventurous among you, try the Rainforest Canopy Tour. Located deep in the heart of the rainforest, it puts you right where the action is, 30 feet up in the air in a harness. The views are quite literally breathtaking. You'll have a ball. Finally, a little less physical but no less exhilarating is to take to the air and see the island from a helicopter. The biggest and best operator is Caribbean Helicopters, which flies out of Jolly Harbor and also near to St. John when the cruise ships are in town. After a safety briefing at the base, you'll take either a 30-minute breathtaking tour of the island, or you can choose to extend your trip by visiting neighboring Montserrat, which was evacuated when a dormant volcano erupted in 1995. Simply the best way to see the beauty of the islands. The hotels and resorts on Antigua are fabulous, and none more so than Jumbie Bay Resort. A class above most hotels around the world, it's so exclusive that it's actually located on its own private island off the main coast. After taking a private launch to the island, settle in with a spot of high tea at the Estate House, or wander around the lush tropical gardens. The rooms are fabulous, as is the beach, where you can expect the peace and quiet of a perfect holiday. You can certainly see why it was recently voted the #1 resort in the Caribbean. With neighbors that include international authors and reclusive multimillionaires, you'll feel right at home. And if you win the lottery, how about staying here? Hawksbill Cove on the island is the ultimate in private luxury, your very own private villa on the island. With access via your own private electric buggy, it comes complete with 4 acres of private land and luxury touches like rooms for a few friends, outdoor bathrooms, some rather extensive living spaces, separate dining room, and even your own beach and moorings. Not to mention your own small splash pool. Home to royalty and film stars, it'll set you back a cool, well, if you need to ask, then you really can't afford it. Just as luxurious, and my personal favorite, is Hermitage Bay, one of the world's leading spa resorts. Hermitage Bay is where you come for a complete overhaul, where you can do as much or as little as you want, all set on picturesque grounds running uphill overlooking the Caribbean Sea. Expect a lot of pampering and personal attention at the spa, or just lounge on the white coral beach by the pool. Not cheap, far from it, but it's worth staying there just to experience the wonderful attention to detail in the rooms. Hawksbill by Rex Resorts is a family-friendly tropical hideaway Set in 37 acres of landscape gardens, it offers simple living right on the beachside and has 4 beaches of its own to choose from. If there are a few of you, why not try the Great House, which sits on its own headland, complete with great panoramic sea views and plenty of water sports options to choose from. You'll find that a lot of guests have been coming there for years and that it's a perfect choice for a luxury break to mark any occasion or to simply reset your brain. If your budget is more modest, the Coco Hotel is great. Set up on the hillside near Jolly Bay, it features traditional Caribbean bungalows that hug the hillside. They're pretty basic in design but well built and will give you some fantastic views over the Caribbean Sea. Immediately below the beach is where the pool and spa lie, as are the motorized and non-motorized water sports. You'll find a lot of honeymooners here, but as the tree frogs start their night chorus at around 5 p.m., that's what you're probably going to hear lulling you to sleep under the stars. Carlisle Bay is a little slice of 5-star designer chic. It lies amongst a backdrop of rolling hills and rainforest in the south of the island. An all-suite hotel where your accommodations face the Caribbean Sea and is bang up to date. There are designer touches throughout the large rooms and facilities. As its sister hotel is One Aldwych in London, the designer chic extends to the communal areas with a fabulous pavilion and large open spaces that make the hotel seem much more open plan. The pool area is set back from the sea for those who want a little more peace and quiet, and there's even a cinema screening room where it's hinted that the glitterati of Hollywood come to see secret screenings of their latest films. A minimalist haven for the world-weary traveler. Good food and good restaurants are everywhere in Antigua. Most are tucked away within the resorts, but they do take external bookings if you know where to ask. My advice though is to book up early, as availability for the top tables can fill up fast. East. Based at Carlisle Bay in the southwest of the island, features sophisticated Asian dishes served in an intimate candlelight environment and is rightly considered to be one of the Caribbean's finest hotel restaurants. Executive Chef Michael Stenks and his team combine an intimate oriental ambiance with the grace of first-class service. If that doesn't tickle your taste buds, you can always arrange a private dining experience on the jetty, where it's just you, your dining partner, and the fish. The Last Lemming is an institution for brunch, especially with the sailing community during the season. Set right underneath the Antigua Yacht Club on the waterfront at Falmouth Harbor, your host Mark and the team do a cracking Eggs Benedict. And it has great views of the nearby Falmouth Marina and its visiting boats and mega yachts. Chances are that if you're a fan of the West Indies, then you're also a fan of cricket, so the Sticky Wicket restaurant is a must-see. Based right next to the airport, it sits within the Stanford Cricket Ground and is a state-of-the-art monument to the past glories of heroes of the West Indies cricket. Sobers, Richards, Lloyd, Ambrose, and Walsh, they're all there and more. As a perfect setting for cricket, it's due to host the international 2020 matches when they come to the island. Oh, and the food's not too bad either. Our tip is to stop here after you've checked in at the airport for a quick bite to eat before you fly back home. Perhaps some of the best fish on the island can be found at Papa Zook's Fish and Rum, the legendary restaurant that's one of Antigua's best kept secrets. There's no real views as such, and it can be tricky to find, but the fish they serve is fresh and fantastic. The owner, Bert, has one of the world's most extensive collections of rum available to man. Just watch out for the local tea punch. It tastes harmless, but it's anything but. If you're looking for a really romantic getaway, then the Wari Pier at Rex Halcyon is for you. Set out on the water looking back at Dickinson Bay, it has great views of passing boats and yachts and is perfect for that sundown dinner with someone special. Finally, if you're looking for something with real local flavor, you could do worse than to visit one of the many roadside vendors or small food stores dotted around the island. Our favorite is Roti King in downtown St. John's. Roti is an Indian flatbread stuffed with a rich stew of curried meat, potatoes, and other vegetables, and it is best eaten quickly with the hands. Just try not to get it everywhere. There's plenty of nightlife to be had in season when the yachting fraternity hit the island from May onwards. Every Sunday, join in with the hundreds who descend on Shirley Heights, an old colonial observation post transformed into a jump-up, where locals and tourists mix it up with the help of a Caribbean steel band to create the perfect atmosphere for enjoying a barbecue and sunset. And if you feel like carrying on after this, then head down to Falmouth Harbor and the Mad Mongoose, a laid-back bar and restaurant. It comes alive at night. It has a great pool table out back and is a great place to meet both locals and visitors alike. So whether it's a trip of pure relaxation or you're active all day, you'll have the time of your life in Antigua. The only problem is fitting it all into one trip. Luckily, there's always next time.
Yeah.